Well, out of all the reasons to, not look forward to Brexit, this is definitely one of the most interesting ones I've seen in a while. And that's fucking saying something. Because it says, you are reading this right. Don't worry. You're not tripping balls. No deal Brexit could see rise in dogging among lorry drivers. Government fears. Is this genuine government fears? I don't know. Lorry drivers stuck in massive tailbacks around Dover may fuel a surge in dogging at sex sites near the port. The government fears. Is that right? By Ewan Somerville. Look at Ewan. Look at you, Ewan. Hi. You alright, mate? Ewan's a serious journalist. He works for iNews, which is, the number one stop. The only place where you can find good news. Like, not as in happy good news, as in good news, as in it's good. Officials preparing Britain for a no-deal Brexit have encountered a new roadblock, a rise in dogging. A cabinet minister confessed at the Conservative Party conference last week that long tailbacks near the port of Dover could mean lorry drivers visiting voyeuristic sex sites, according to the Sunday Times. Now, official story, I have actually lived near two of the most popular dogging sites in Britain. I won't say where they are, but I did. I heard about it, and then I double-checked by going down there, knocking on the window, and masturbating. One of the things we talk about in these no-deal meetings concerns hauliers and their activities, the minister said. Dogging all over the place. I know this is a very low tone. This kind of stuff is beneath me, really. But you clicked on it, so, who are you to judge, The main thing is whether they will turn up at the channel ports with the right paperwork. But there are also dogging hotspots all over the place. Well, as I said, I've lived near two of them, and they're not near any fucking ports. But, there's dogging hotspots all over the place. Generally, secluded car parks and stuff, or non-secluded car parks, as it turns out. But, if you're going to go dogging, you'll find a place. Dogging, a slang term. I don't think dogging's a slang term anymore, because it's been around for so long that, it's actually in the fucking dictionary, isn't it? So, a slang term for sex in public. Well, sort of. It's not really. That's not really what dogging is sex in public. That's sex in public is sex in public, isn't it? Dogging is a certain pastime for certain individuals. Anyway, it typically occurs in lay-bys, car parks, and wooded areas nationwide. And one place I know, it is a wooded car park. Okay? Perfect. The government's Yellowhammer report. There's jokes I could make, but I won't. Into the effects of no deal warns of a queues lasting 2.5 days in Kent. Now ministers fear with 25 days to go until the proposed Brexit deadline, this was written a couple of days ago by the way, that dogging could flourish among British lorry drivers. Do Europeans even do dogging? The unnamed minister asked. There is something deeply British about dogging. So, why are you just assuming that lorry drivers are doggers? Isn't that a bit derogatory towards lorry drivers? But anyway, but then again, is it, if people want to go dogging, live and let live. Isn't it up to them if they want to do a bit of dogging? We've got some very famous doggers. Wasn't Stan Collymore a dogger? Who was a dogger? Leslie Grantham. Was he a dogger or was he just a general pervert? I can't really remember. I just don't know. Anyway, in August, Yellowhammer documents warned that lorries could be backed up at ports for 100 miles. We don't care about that. I mean, is this comment that do Europeans even do dogging? I mean, is dogging a particularly British thing? Is it something is it another one of our great inventions? Our great creations, our great offerings of cultural, our great offerings to culture, and to the world of outdoor activities. from cricket to football to dogging, I suppose. The leaked documents warned that in some major ports, up to 2/3 of vehicles will simply be turned away because drivers are unlikely to have the proper paperwork to trade across borders. The dossier said there would be long queues at the port of Dover because of the importance of the channel crossing, but a low risk of tailbacks at other ports because most vehicles would be turned away. Most vehicles, what are they going on about? However, Number 10 insisted that a no-deal Brexit would cause total chaos at the ports. Right, well, there's no need to read any more of that because that's it. Well, this is news. This is news. If because these days, especially in the British press, you have to have constant updates about Brexit. It's the only thing that people want, apparently, is to talk about Brexit. If you look at Guardian online, it has a whole section called Brexit. It does. And in fact, if you go to the opinion, just go on the Guardian, right? I do it for shits and giggles, and just click on opinion on the top tabs, and there'll be about eight opinion pieces, fresh, within the last week, all about Brexit related, all about Brexit, all slagging off Boris Johnson, or both. And that's pretty much it. Like it's just there's so much shit about Brexit. If we didn't have Brexit, I mean, there'd be. I mean, what would they talk about? It horrifies me to think about the amount of angles that they've got on Brexit. What would they be talking about if we didn't have Brexit? What would these? I can't think of any word to describe them that doesn't sound really bad, but what would these shit knuckles be doing? Let's face it. What would they be doing? What would they be writing about? Because I mean, the amount of angles you have to have on Brexit is astonishing to me. It's like I know there's a lot of articles written about everything being alt-right or to do with white supremacy. I mean, that's something that goes on a hell of a lot. But to milk the one thing that is Brexit this much, I mean, are they running out of things to fucking scaremonger or just general chit chat about when it comes to Brexit? Because everything has to be Brexit. It just has to be. What would they be doing? What would they be writing about if we didn't have Brexit? Well, what would it be? Things we should know. I mean, what is going on out there that we should actually know about? I would hazard a guess. A lot of stuff that we would be better off knowing about. Not some speculation, some offhand comment about that. Oh, there might be a lot of dogging going on. Like, really, motherfucker, this is what you do. This is what we choose. This is what we choose to do. Is to constantly write about Brexit. I mean, you would think they would run out of things to say in terms of relations to Brexit. Ways, more things for us to worry about. The fact that lorry drivers are going to be backed up all the way from Felixstowe to fucking Dover, drilling. Dogging. I mean, look. But the thing is, with dogging, people have to come along and dog with you. I don't think, what is it? Lorry drivers banging other lorry drivers? I don't get it. So people are gonna have to go on the websites and see if there's like a lot of chatter about major dogging going on. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is it, isn't it? This is it. Because no matter what happens, we leave with a deal or with no deal. No matter what happens, they're not going to stop talking about Brexit, and we're never going to hear about anything useful again. That's it. We're not going to hear about anything we need to know about. Unless it's Brexit related, and this is going to be like this. I don't know, forever. Because if Brexit is a failure or a success, you won't really know for a very long time, because it's going to take a long time for everything to sort itself out. So therefore, they're not going to stop talking about it. And that is depressing. It's depressing. We're just not... They just will refuse to stop talking about it. Whatever goes on. Amazing, isn't it? This is it. We're just going to talk about Brexit forever. Forever. Like, you could die in 6 months and we've heard nothing but Brexit in 6 months, and that'll be the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. Because life, you never know when you're going to get taken. It could happen at any time. So think about that. That's more... The thought of hearing about more angles on Brexit from journalists, and the thought about just the amount of different articles that they're going to have to pump out about Brexit for the next God knows how long is more depressing than what they say will happen after Brexit. That's more depressing for me. It's more depressing. Because I'm gangster. I'm recession-proof, baby. You know, I'm straight gangster, so I ain't got nothing to worry about. But you! I don't know. But, you know, I'd like to... You know... I preferred it when everyone was just talking about ISIS all the time. At least that was like... You know... Cool, scary. This is just fucking boring as fuck.